What's good, Knicks fans? Welcome to another edition of Knicks Latest, your go-to YouTube channel for everything New York Knicks related. I'm talking scores, headlines, rumors, all that good stuff right here on this channel. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you drop your comments. I definitely want to know what you were thinking about the rumor that I'm about to talk about here today. So make sure you drop a comment, like the video, subscribe. Like I said, we are trying to build a community here of Knicks fans who are objective, who are rooting for the team in the most anticipated Knicks season since the Ewing days. All right, this is a season in which we went into it thinking that we could win an NBA championship. Still think that. No, it's not going the way we wanted it to go so far completely, but we still think that. And, we want to talk about it. I want to hear your opinions. I want to answer your questions, and I want to respond to your comments. So make sure you drop a comment below. Now, first things first, the Knicks did play a basketball game last night. They beat the Brooklyn Nets in Brooklyn yesterday. Slow start, not the start you wanted to see, but they are missing OG Anunoby. They are missing Landry Shamet. They are missing Mitchell Robinson. So the Knicks are down a few players in the rotation. Josh Hart steps into the starting lineup. I think he had a fantastic game. Josh, for my opinion, has been playing pretty well throughout the whole season. He got off to a little bit of a slow start when he first came in, has accepted his role at the bench. Made some comments after the game that I think Knicks fans are kind of taking out of context, saying it was nice to start again, his routine and all that stuff. But I think he's cool with whatever role he has. He came in, burst of energy, getting boards, playing defense, hitting threes. To me, it's why he is invaluable to this team. Deuce McBride with great energy to start the game. Karl-Anthony Towns, after a slow start, finishes with a monster game as well. The Knicks do what they have to do. They go into Brooklyn. They win by double figures. At first it was a little bit of worry there. Nets beating the Knicks after the first quarter. Not worried in the sense where I thought the Knicks would lose this game, but worried in the sense where it's like now we're going to have things to talk about where, I'm not sure if this team is exactly what I think they are. It was a little closer than I thought it would be, but you win a game on the road by double digits. Karl-Anthony Towns has the performance that he has. You could only, clap at that, take the W, move on. You do exactly what you wanted to do. You get a win in Brooklyn. You're now 10-5. Move on. Good game by the New York Knicks. They got the W, missing, 3 players in their rotation. So you can't ask for more than that. You really can. You played well. I don't think they played outside of the first quarter. I don't think they played a bad brand of basketball, and I am happy with the win. Now, for what you all came here for, let's talk about it. Ian Begley, SNY, said that the Knicks, if presented with the opportunity, would take a look at possibly trading for Dallas Mavericks star Anthony Davis. And this set off a whole bunch of debates online about whether or not the Knicks should trade for Anthony Davis. Now, Anthony Davis has been in and out of the lineup for a large portion of his career, but when he plays, he could be arguably, maybe him and Wemby, the best big man defender in the league, best rim protector in the league, along with Mitchell Robinson, I know, but he's that good. He can also guard on the perimeter. He's an offensive threat. Now he does... he'd rather play the 4 than play the 5. To me, I'm not sure how this would work out. If you are the New York Knicks, you would have to send Karl-Anthony Towns over to Los Angeles and then some more. You would have to either find a third team to trade with so that the Lakers can compensate for what they're paying AD, or you would have to send someone like a Josh Hart or Mikal Bridges or Deuce McBride over to the Los Angeles Lakers. And for me, if I'm being honest, this is just way too much to send over for a player who's not available. Anthony Davis has trouble staying on the court, so what are we trading for in the first place? You're trading for a hope. You're trading for a dream. You're trading to get somebody who you think is going to be the healthiest version of himself. And even that, he might be a better player than Karl-Anthony Towns. Debatable. How much does it buy? How much does it really raise your ceiling? Now, I do think it raises your defensive ceiling. No question about it. But it does take away some things on the offensive end. It does shrink the floor a little bit. The great thing about Karl-Anthony Towns is that he can spread the floor. He can hit the 3. Not just the 3. He can hit the 3 from deep. He is more versatile offensively, and that's going to affect the way that you play on the offensive end. Mike Brown said he wants to play faster. Not that Karl-Anthony Towns is running up and down the floor, but AD, again, same thing. Somebody who's hurt as much as he is, I'm worried about the wear and tear there. Also, if we can't get a third team involved in the trade, who are we giving up to bring him over? To me, he's just not worth the squeeze. at this point in his career with his health being the way that it is. I think the Knicks continue forward with the continuity that they have. You brought in Karl-Anthony Towns last year for a specific reason, and at times it seems to work well. We saw that last night in Brooklyn when he got hot. He was able to spread the floor. He was dominating the game. He wasn't missing shots. That's why you brought him over. We brought Karl-Anthony Towns over to spread the floor on offense, to be the offensive powerhouse that he has been throughout his career. We didn't bring him over for defense. Now, there are things that we can do, hopefully, to mitigate, his shortfalls on the defensive end. Sure, there are some times where it's going to be frustrating watching him in the pick and roll. Sure, there's bad that comes with the good. But in my mind, this does not make any sense for the New York Knicks. I understand that the timeline's very short. I understand that they feel the window's open right now. But I do not think you trade and blow up your core again for a player this time who may not even be available. He's a fantastic player. Don't get me wrong. Anthony Davis is somebody who, when healthy, can carry you to a championship. You saw what he did in the bubble in 2020 with the Los Angeles Lakers, both offensively and defensively in the clutch. He was fantastic. But that was 5 years ago. That will be 6 years ago by the time we get to the NBA Finals. I just don't trust the man to stay healthy on the floor. Now, am I against the trade? For the most part, yes, I am. I don't think that you can conjure up a deal that would send Karl-Anthony Towns away from the New York Knicks and bring in somebody who would help the franchise win a championship this season. There was a lot of talk in the offseason about it being Giannis and maybe blowing up the team and rebuilding around Giannis and Jalen. I don't think that happens, but that's not something that could happen this year, so there's nothing else to talk about. OG Anunoby is a non-negotiable. He's going nowhere. I don't care. He's going nowhere. And for me, I want to keep Josh Hart. I know a lot of Knicks fans are split between Josh Hart. There are some who love him. There are some who hate him. I am team Josh Hart. I think Josh Hart is somebody who is invaluable to this team. He's somebody who does the dirty work. He has the intangibles. He gets boards. He's a good playmaker. He can hit the three when he's confident. He can score the basketball. He can drive. He does all the little things that you need to do to win an NBA championship. He's not somebody I want to get rid of. And he's not somebody I want to throw in a trade package for somebody who may not even take the floor. So all these AD rumors, I understand what Knicks fans are coming from. Right now, the Knicks are 10-5. Even though they are 10-5, it's a little bit of an underwhelming 10-5, and it's a 10-5 which Knicks fans aren't too happy about, and I get that. The last video that I did, I was kind of worried about the Knicks being overrated, and I admitted that. And I'm not too happy with what I'm seeing either. They've been very inconsistent on the defensive end. The three balls haven't been falling at the rate Mike Brown wants them to fall, and that's what this offense is largely predicated on. So I understand the need to maybe want to change, but it's only been 15 games. Right now, if we're 40, 50 games into the season and the trade deadline's breathing down our necks and we still can't seem to figure out, let's talk about trades and how to improve this roster. But right now, I don't think blowing up the roster after 15 games with a new head coach is the answer. It just doesn't make any sense. So for me, the rumors are going to come up. It's going to happen, especially if the Knicks are being a little bit inconsistent and they can't find their footing and Karl-Anthony Towns is hot and cold. There are going to be rumors about sending Karl-Anthony Towns away because the Knicks championship window is wide open. And I would advise Knicks fans just to be very cautious when you're talking about these trades and just to be realistic about A, can they happen? And B, is that really going to make the Knicks better? Because trading AD for Karl-Anthony Towns and another piece does not make the Knicks better at all. And it doesn't make them healthier. It doesn't make them more available. So I say no to this trade, personally. I don't think this should happen. I don't think that it will happen. It's something that I do think it's fun to talk about, online with your friends, at the water cooler, at your job, all that good stuff. But I don't think it realistically could happen. Now, I do think AD's on the trade market, but I don't think it's going to be the New York Knicks. Unless you see a big losing streak here, the Knicks are 500 after 40 games or something like that, and a change needs to happen, then maybe. But until then, not worry about it happening. All right, well, the Knicks got the Charlotte Hornets tomorrow, Thanksgiving Eve. They will be in Charlotte. Hopefully they get their third win on the road this season. The Hornets, bad record, but they're a pretty feisty team. You got to show up. If you don't show up, they will beat you. LaMelo Ball surrounded with trade rumors. Con Knuppel having one of the best rookie seasons in the league this year. So this is a team that can play. Miles Bridges has always been athletic, always kind of had good games against the Knicks. Not really worried about this. I think this is a game they should win. Obviously, you want to rest Mitch if he's not feeling up to it. You want to rest OG Anunoby. You're going to have to rest OG Anunoby. He can't play. Landry Shamet, same thing. So you want to see players step up. Hopefully, we get a better game from Yabu. Tyler Kolk's been getting some minutes. Hopefully, it starts being consistent. Jalen Brunson, hopefully their ankle's fine. But this is a game, nonetheless, on the road. They still should win, even with Shamet out and Mitch out, if he is out, and OG out. This is a game I'm expecting to win. Hopefully the Knicks win this game, go to 11-5, and these trade rumors can stop, because I don't think that the Knicks should be trading for Anthony Davis. Listen, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Do you think the Knicks should trade for Anthony Davis? What do you think that trade looks like? And why do you think Anthony Davis would make a good fit for the New York Knicks if you do think the Knicks should trade for him? Like the video, subscribe. Like I said, we're trying to build a community here at Knicks Latest of a large contingent of Knicks fans who are rooting for the New York Knicks in the most anticipated Knicks season of my adult life, if I'm being honest. All right, we'll catch you tomorrow at the Knicks Hornets. Peace.